Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, so today we will start with exchange of gases. Okay, this is the last uh, portion of this chapter. So I hope I will complete this chapter. So, have you heard of alveoli? This pronounced as alveoli. Okay, not alveoli. So, do you know what is alveoli? Have you heard of alveoli?
Yes, ma'am.
So, alveoli, where is it present? Alveoli is present in the lungs. Okay, so these alveoli, they are tiny air sacs. Sacs means, sacs, SACS,
Yes, ma'am.
basta. You say it in Hindi, we call it basta, right?
Right.
So those are known as sacs. Or this alveoli, those are tiny air sacs. Means those sacs are filled with air. Okay, and they are present inside our lungs. And there are not like one. This is a structure of alveoli is the plural form, alveolus is the singular form. Singular it is known as alveolus, and plural it is known as alveoli. Okay, so this is a diagram of alveolus. Okay, so there are not one or two or like 100, 1000, lakhs, not like that. There are almost 600 million alveolus present in your lungs. Okay, in human lungs there are around 600 million alveoli. So it is a very large amount. So we are just taking now one alveolus. So like this, there are many more. Okay, so they are nothing but tiny air sacs inside our lungs. Okay, they are filled with air, and they are microscopic. But in the diagram it's showing bigger, but actually it is microscopic. And here in the first point, you can see alveoli are the primary sites of exchange of gases. So this topic is about exchange of gases. So alveoli, it is the primary sites, means it is the place where this gas exchange takes place. Gas exchange means oxygen and carbon dioxide. Already we have discussed earlier that we take in carbon oxygen and we give out carbon dioxide, right? Means we take in air. That air contains mostly oxygen. Carbon dioxide is also present, but we absorb the means oxygen, and we give out the carbon dioxide. That breathing mechanism and everything, that is already discussed. Okay, so exchange of gases here means oxygen and carbon dioxide. So oxygen and carbon dioxide are exchanged by simple diffusion. What does it mean by simple diffusion? Do you know simple diffusion? Simple diffusion means it it does not pass through any tracks, or there is nothing like any tubes. No such kind of thing is there for exchange. It passes through the membrane means you can imagine like your cloth, right? That is a membrane. So it passes through the membrane without any help. It is a passive process. It is not an active process. It will means happen involuntarily. Okay, it is a passive process. It is not an active process, and it will go on and it will pass through the membrane. So simple diffusion means the solutes. Solutes means whatever is present. So this carbon dioxide, oxygen, all those are solutes. So those solutes will pass across the membrane. Okay, without any help from any external material or any external help. Okay, it will pass through the membrane. That is known as simple diffusion. So carbon dioxide and oxygen, those are exchanged within the alveolus and the blood. Okay, by simple diffusion. Just remember that. So what happens? First of all, we'll just look at the this diagram, and we'll look at the structure of the alveolus. So this alveolus, they have this wall, you can see here. This is the wall of the alveolus, right? So this uh, alveolus this wall is known as the thin squamous epithelium. Squamous epithelium, okay? So this is the squamous epithelium. Squamous epithelium of alveolus. So diffusion membrane, I have spoken of simple diffusion. So it diffuses across the membrane, right? What membrane? The diffusion membrane. So the diffusion membrane is made up of three layers. Okay. So the just from the beginning, just start that air will come from this side. Okay, when you inhale air, so air will enter from this side. When air gets inside our body, it will come from this side. Okay, so in each alveoli, we are just taking one alveolus. So in each alveolus, it will be the same. So the air will come from this side, air will enter here, right? So air will enter here. Then this air present inside here means the inside the alveolus. So this air this air will contain uh, oxygen as well as carbon dioxide, right? A mixture of oxygen, carbon dioxide, and also some other gases, whichever is present in the atmosphere, right? So these all gases will be uh, combined, means it will be found as a mixture inside the alveolus, inside the air sacs. Air sacs we have said. So inside the air sacs it will be found in a mixture. Then oxygen and carbon dioxide both. Then what happens? This is the diffusion membrane. Okay, this is the diffusion membrane. This is the diffusion membrane. So this oxygen, they will get inside this is the blood capillaries. Capillaries, all of you know, this is the you can just think is that as the what to say, veins and veins. Okay, the nerves and veins, all this capillaries means blood capillaries, where blood flows. Okay, blood flows inside the capillaries, right. So this is the capillary. So blood flows. Okay, so this oxygen, they will pass through this diffusion membrane and go to the capillaries. Okay, it will, and then it will mix with the blood. So this oxygen will have to diffuse, right, across this membrane. This is there, this is there. So this is the diffusion membrane. Means oxygen has to diffuse in order to get inside the bloodstream so that it can be transported. Do you know how is oxygen transported? How is oxygen transported in our body? Do you know how is oxygen transported? In the blood. Okay, but uh, which blood cells in our body transport oxygen?
Hemoglobin, ma'am.
Yes, hemoglobin. It is a part of which blood cell? Red blood cell, white blood cells, platelet. What are the type of blood cells? There are three types of blood cells, right? Red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelet. Three types of blood cells. So, yes, it is correct that hemoglobin transports oxygen. But hemoglobin, it is a part of the red blood cells. Okay, due to the presence of the hemoglobin in the red blood cells, the blood is red in color. Okay, due to the presence of that hemoglobin, your blood is red in color, and the oxygen that is transported through the bloodstream, it travels with the red blood cells. Okay, the hemoglobin in the red blood cells, they carry the oxygen. Okay, so these are the red blood cells in the diagram. Here you can see these are the red blood cells carrying the oxygen. How it carries oxygen? Because there are hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is included in the red blood cells. Hemoglobin is found in the red blood cells, and hemoglobin is what transports oxygen. Okay, all around the body. So this is the diffusion membrane. So what is the diffusion membrane formed of? So diffusion membrane, it has three layers. One layer one layer this one, and one is this one. Okay, so uh, this layer is known as the thin squamous epithelium. It is known as the squamous epithelium of alveoli. This layer is the squamous epithelium of alveoli, and this layer is the here second point, endothelium of alveolar capillaries. This is the endothelium of alveoli. These are the alveolar capillaries. This is the alveolar capillaries. This is the capillaries where blood flows. Blood flows through these blood capillaries, right? So this blood flows, and uh, this is the what to say, alveolar capillaries, and this is the endothelium of alveolar capillaries. This is one line, and between this white portion, between this is the basement membrane. Okay, three layers. One this one, and between that white portion is also the basement membrane. These are the three layers. So oxygen and carbon dioxide both has to pass through these three layers in order to get to each side. Okay, they have to pass through this layer. So what happens inside our body? So this is the inhaled air, right? This is the inhaled air. Then inhaling and exhaling will come from this side only. So when you inhale the oxygen and oxygen mixed air, oxygen carbon dioxide mixture, they will enter the alveolus. So it will be a mixture here. Okay. Then what will happen? There will be deoxygenated blood. What is deoxygenated blood? Deoxygenated blood means blood carrying carbon dioxide, impure blood. Deoxygenated blood means also impure blood. Okay, so here in the if you see the diagram, it will be clear to all. Okay, so deoxygenated blood means impure blood. Impure blood means uh, the blood that carries mostly carbon dioxide. Okay, so this blood they will pass through here. Okay, it will go through here. Okay, it will pass like this. Then what will happen? Then the carbon dioxide that is present in this, that is this carbon dioxide that is carried through this blood, so this carbon dioxide will get inside the alveolus. Okay, inside the air sacs. So this carbon dioxide, when the impure blood it is going through this capillary, so the carbon dioxide they will get inside the alveolus. Okay, so when the carbon dioxide will get inside, then this oxygen that is present in the inhaled air, the inhaled air that contains oxygen, right? So this oxygen they will get outside. So means replacement will be there. Carbon dioxide will get inside, oxygen will go outside. Okay, so the impure blood was there, then carbon dioxide present, impure blood was there, and that those carbon dioxide that got inside, oxygen got outside, the impure blood, it became pure, right? The deoxygenated blood came from this side. Then the deoxygenated blood is full of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is diffused through this membrane. Carbon dioxide got inside the membrane, inside the alveolus. Then oxygen from the alveolus, that is from the inhaled air which contains oxygen, they will again diffuse to the outside. They will diffuse to the outside and will combine with the hemoglobin molecules that is in the red blood cells, and they will again flow here. So coming when it comes through, it is the deoxygenated blood. But in this whole process, the means carbon dioxide gets inside, oxygen gets outside. It becomes, the blood becomes poor. Blood becomes, blood becomes what to say, clean. Okay, it becomes rich with oxygen, also known as oxygenated blood, and then it passes through the entire body. From here, it will be distributed to the body, okay, to supply oxygen to different parts of the body. So I'll go through once again what happens. Carbon dioxide, oxygen, whatever when you inhale the oxygen, when you inhale air, it will come inside. Okay, so when you inhale air, it will come inside. Okay, then it will be found, it will be present here. Then what happens when the deoxygenated blood, means blood rich in carbon dioxide. Rich in carbon dioxide means that blood contains mostly carbon dioxide. So when the deoxygenated blood will come, the carbon dioxide from that blood, they will diffuse inside the alveolus. Okay, diffuse means they will get inside the alveolus. And what will happen to the already present air inside? That is, the oxygen is there in the, when we inhale air, oxygen is there, so that oxygen will get outside. Okay, to the blood. Oxygen will diffuse outside and carbon dioxide will get inside. So the deoxygenated blood, when the carbon dioxide got inside from the deoxygenated blood, so that blood became pure, or it became oxygenated, because oxygen got outside, carbon dioxide got inside, right? So the deoxygenated blood now becomes oxygenated blood, full of oxygen. Then they will again pass through this capillary and will be distributed in the body. okay, to the different parts of the body, to the different tissues, to the different parts. As you know, blood vessels, blood capillaries are distributed all over our body, right? So then it will be distributed all around the body. Then what happens? So here it is full of carbon dioxide. Now only carbon dioxide. Then we exhale it. Means that what is it? Inspiration and expiration. Inspiration, when we inhale it, this all happens. Then when the from the deoxygenated blood, when the carbon dioxide is diffused, then this inside the alveolus is full of carbon dioxide. Then we exhale it. Okay. So this is what happens in all the alveolus. We are just taking an example of a single alveolus. It happens in all the alveoli present in our lungs. Okay. So is it clear? If you are not understanding, just ask. This is a simple process. It is easy than this inspiration and expiration. Okay, it is easy. So just ask if you have any doubts regarding this, or else we'll move to the next. We have few diseases. Okay? If you have understood, just say, and if you have not understood, just say that also, so that I can
Understood, ma'am.
ask more. Yes. Okay. So air gets in, the oxygen is transported this side, the carbon dioxide from the deoxygenated blood comes inside, and the carbon dioxide gets outside, the oxygenated blood is transported all over the body. So just simple as that. This is a simple process. Okay. This diagram is important. Okay, I will give a diagram in the notes, but uh, that diagram will not contain this. I did not find this diagram is a little bit complex. You can draw this diagram also, okay, but no need to mention all this writing parts. No need to mention just oxygen-rich blood and deoxygenated blood enough. But all this portion and in the brackets, this portion is not required. So you can draw this diagram also, or the other one. If you draw the other one, you have to mention this oxygen and carbon dioxide as arrows, okay? Oxygen going outside, carbon dioxide getting inside. This arrows that is not there in the diagram that I'm going to give you. So you can combine these two diagrams and make your own. Right. Okay. And remember this layers of the diffusion membrane. Okay, three layers. Just remember the names. Squamous epithelium. This is this layer, squamous epithelium. Then endothelium of alveolar capillaries. This is the endothelium of alveolar capillaries. This is the alveolar capillary. This is the endothelium. Then this is the basement membrane between these both, the white portion. The basement membrane. So here has to diffuse along this three membranes. One membrane, three layers. Okay. So you have to learn this how to draw this diagram. This solubility of carbon dioxide 20 to 25 times higher. This is we have just what to say. Memorize this. Solubility of carbon dioxide means what? Carbon dioxide is like 20 to 25 times more higher, which means the carbon dioxide will diffuse more easily than the oxygen. Okay, since its solubility is more higher, oxygen will, for say, if uh, this is an example. Okay, this is not the exact amount. I'm just giving an example. For example, if in 1 minute 100 molecules of oxygen diffuses, so in 1 minute carbon dioxide will be 20 into 100. Okay, this is what is meant by solubility of carbon dioxide is 20 to 25 times higher than that of oxygen. So carbon dioxide will diffuse faster than oxygen. Oxygen will diffuse slowly. Carbon dioxide will be fast. This is okay. So this is all about the exchange of gases. Okay, now the disorders of respiratory system. So what do you mean by disorders? Disorders, do you know disorders? Disorders means diseases of respiratory system. So there are different diseases related with the human respiratory system. Okay, so one is asthma. Asthma, all of you know. Emphysema is not so much popular, but asthma, all of you know. Some in your family, maybe in your relatives, there is like one. No, you don't have to draw colored diagram. No need of. Don't use this colored pencils in the exam. Okay, You just use your pencils, not with pen, but just use your like gray pencil. No need to draw colored everything. No need. Okay. So asthma is very common in your family line or somewhere or in your relatives or um, people around your place. So you might have seen, most of you might have seen asthma patients. Okay. So but emphysema is not that common. But so asthma, what is this? These both are the disorders related to the respiratory system. Okay, human respiratory system. Respiratory system is mostly the lungs, diseases of the lungs. So first is asthma. This is a those who knows, you will know that this disease is mainly it causes difficulty in breathing. Okay, when the people, those who are having asthma, they cough most often, and they find it difficult to breathe, and they have to take some pump to help with their breathing, right? So the asthma patients, they have difficulty in breathing, and that is caused, why it is caused, by inflammation in bronchi and bronchioles. What are bronchi and bronchioles? This uh, this alveolus, no? So first of all, just let me, I will show you the diagram. Okay, I'll just search the internet and I'll show you the diagram later on. So there are, first the lungs, there are bronchioles and bronchi, and in the bronchioles this alveolus are there. Okay, I'll show you the diagram a little bit later. I'll show you. So those are bronchioles. So when those bronchioles, they, inflammation means when they, what to say, swelling. Okay. So when those bronchioles, they swell, then we have difficulty in breathing and coughing. Means people suffer from cough and all those. Okay. So that is the one disorder associated with respiratory system. That is asthma. The symptoms is difficulty in breathing and cough, wheezing cough. Okay, and why it is caused? It is caused due to inflammation, means swelling, inflammation of bronchi and bronchioles. What are bronchi and bronchioles? I'll show diagram. When you see the diagram, then you'll get to know it better. Okay, if I speak, then it will not be clear. So next is emphysema. Emphysema, it is when the alveolar walls are damaged. Okay. What are alveolar walls? We have already seen alveolar walls. So when the alveolar walls, those are damaged, then it results in emphysema. Okay. Okay. So like asthma, the symptoms are difficulty in breathing, coughing, wheezing. In the case of emphysema, it is shortness of breath. Your breath becomes short, and because inflation means, again, swelling, inflation of the alveoli. Inflation means swelling, inflation and damage, swelling and damage of the alveoli. So the lung tissue, that means alveoli and everything, that it is present inside our lung, right? So those lung tissues also gets destroyed and those also gets infected. So the main cause of emphysema is when you smoke excessive cigarettes. Okay, so that is the one major cause of emphysema. That is when you smoke uh, excessively, cigarette smoking. The major causes of emphysema is cigarette smoking. Okay, so emphysema, it is a chronic disorder. What is chronic disorder?
Extreme, ma'am.
Extreme, yes, it is long lasting. Extreme, persistent, long lasting. Okay, so that is known as chronic. So this emphysema is a long lasting and it is a persistent disease. Disorder means disease, and in which the alveolar walls are damaged. Okay, and symptoms are shortness of breath. and it is caused by cigarette smoking. Just remember these few points. Okay, asthma, all of you know. And someone might have heard there is a what to say. Uh, People believe that I have also heard people saying that when there is a asthma patient in your family, in someone's family, they don't share their utensils. They don't share means what to say. They don't eat from the same plate and don't share things among them. They think the asthma from one person will be transmitted to the other person. So is it possible? So do you think asthma is transmitted from one person to another? Can asthma transmit from one person to another?
It is not possible.
It is not
It will
possible.
not transfer.
It will
So
not transfer.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, it will not transfer because it is not a disease which is caused by some virus or bacteria. Generally, those diseases which is caused by bacteria, virus, all those stuff, those are transmitted from one person to another, right? Like common cold is there, then malaria is there. Then malaria means from mosquito. If a mosquito comes and bites you, but it is not directly transmittable. But then common cold is there. Then tuberculosis is there. All those things are transmittable. Okay, they transmit from one person to another. But asthma, I don't know why people think that, but most people I have seen uh, that people are saying that you don't sleep in the same bed with an asthma patient, you don't eat from the same plate with an asthma patient because it tends to transmit from one person to other. But that is completely wrong. Okay, that is not true, because asthma has nothing to do with any bacteria or any virus or anything like that. It is a disease of the lungs. Okay, it is a disease of the lungs, and yes, one thing is there that it is sometimes hereditary. Okay, so like if a parent has asthma, so there are like 10% chance that his kids might get it. Okay, there is a slight chance. It is somewhat hereditary sometimes. Okay, it is not like 100% proof. It is not like that, but there is a chance that the offspring or the kids might get it. Or if your granddads or like grandparents, if they happen to have asthma, then there is a likeness that it might happen. Okay, so that is there. It is not transmitted from one person to another. Okay, neither emphysema. Nothing is transmitted from one person to another because these are diseases of the lungs. Okay. So these are the two disorders associated with respiration. The respiratory
Excuse me, ma'am.
system. Yes, yes.
What causes asthma?
Asthma
What is
also.
the cause? Yeah.
Yes, yes, okay. So asthma also, you can see people who smoke so much. Okay, this chain smoker sort of people. Those also sometimes suffer from asthma. Okay, but I'm not sure actually how, means what is the main cause of asthma. Let me just see. Okay, I'm not sure why it causes, but one thing I know, that if it is in your genes that your lungs and all gets infected, means it is hereditary. That thing is there. Okay, because I have seen in my family also, like if my grandfather, he died of asthma. Okay, and three four of my uncles also died of asthma. And one didn't die, but he's suffering. He's like, it's in the last stage like that. Okay, but that I have seen. Okay, so it is hereditary somewhat, but causes, I'm not sure about the causes. It is something related to some airborne disease, I guess. I'm not sure about that. Okay, I have to see.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
I think those who are working in like
Yes, too
pollution
much.
factory,
Yes,
yeah, ma'am, air fluctuations and all,
yes, too much
they
exposed
have
to all those dust and everything. Yes, means allergens are
yeah,
there, no? Allergens. Allergens means those which uh, causes allergy. This is a type of allergy only, asthma also. Okay, well, so I have seen people. that when asthma patients, when they go for like outside, when polluted area, when they come back, they suffer from it more. Okay, those people who have already has asthma, if they go outside so much polluted area or full of dust and everything, they suffer from, they when they come back, they suffer from asthma attack more. Okay, so that also has something to do with that, I guess. And most often it is something that has to do with allergies. Allergens are there. That is obviously allergens that will be present in the air. So I guess that all is there. There are different other aspects also. Means it is not like from only one uh, thing. It is from multiple causes, I guess.
And my friend also have this same problem, asthma problem. Now
Mm-hmm.
she's studying MS. No, she's studying MSc now. When we are friend in college time, and
Mm-hmm.
she used to take spray, ma'am. Spray is
Yeah,
there,
I
na?
have also a friend that pump, no? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That she
pump.
used to spray in her mouth.
Mm-hmm. What does that pump do? Do you know what does that pump do? We are
Yeah,
talking
ma'am.
of
For
inflammation,
generating
no?
oxygen.
No, we are talking of this
Yeah.
inflammation, no? Bronchi and bronchioles inflammation means it swells around, so that lots of coughing is there. Then when you cough more, you can't breathe. That happens. So when that spray is pumped, no? So when that spray means that pump is sprayed, then what happens? Uh, those inflammation, it gets, it is uh, it is like suppressed for a little bit. Okay, then it again happens after some time. But I have heard like that spray, if that pump, if you use for like once or twice, then then you'll feel like you'll feel better for like 2-3 hours. Then again it will come back. But it is not a lifetime solution. It like relieves you for some time.
For few hours.
Yes, yes, for few hours. So so cigarette smoking, the major cause of emphysema is cigarette smoking, but for asthma you can try this one. Okay, cigarette smoking is bad for asthma people, but it is not one of the major cause. It is not like if you smoke cigarette you will have asthma. It's not like that. But emphysema major, for example, for throat cancer, no throat cancer, mouth cancer, taking tobacco is one of the major cause. So like that, it's not like that every person who's taking tobacco suffers from cancer. Not like that, but it is one of the major causes. Likewise, emphysema also one of the major causes of emphysema is cigarette smoking. Okay, so this the chapter is done. Uh, would you want the this PowerPoint presentation? Means, do I have?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you need me to share this PowerPoint?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yeah, 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 ma'am.
I will share in the
Okay,
group.
ma'am.
Also, I will give the notes today. Okay, I will give you the notes today. Since this chapter is done, I will give you the notes today. And any doubts from this chapter, you can ask. Any doubts from this chapter, or else you can just go through at home. And if there are any doubts, you can just come back and ask. And don't forget to give your attendance in the chat box. Can you give your attendance in the chat box, everyone? I will take it from there only. I will not take from the CR.
Okay, ma'am.
Just give your attendance there. And if there are any doubts, just go through once. I'll send the notes, no worries. But if there are any doubts, just ask.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
In the diffusion membrane,
Mm.
can carbon dioxide pass to the bloodstream? Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide, yes, it can pass to the bloodstream, but it is not. It is not transported all over our body. With carbon dioxide rich blood is not transported all over our body. Carbon dioxide rich blood comes to the lungs. When your body, what happens? In your body, capillaries are all over, right? So blood travels all over, and what happens? Same, this diffusion occurs. The oxygen gets outside, carbon dioxide gets inside. So this blood, here you can see the oxygen. This blood is carried from all over the body. It comes here, means now it is impure. It is full of carbon dioxide. It is collected carbon dioxide from all around the body. Then it came here, right? So this blood is full of carbon dioxide only, and it is passing through the capillary. But now what will happen? The carbon dioxide will get inside, and oxygen. This carbon dioxide will be replaced by oxygen. Carbon dioxide will get inside, oxygen will get outside. So now when it will be
Okay, ma'am.
transmitted, means recycling. It is sort of a recycling. Okay, so oxygen rich blood, that is oxygenated blood, will again go. Then it will travel all around. Then it will come back with again it will become deoxygenated. Then same process repeating over and over again. Okay, then again oxygen rich blood will be transported all over. Then oxygen will be diffused. They will take in carbon dioxide. Then they will again come back. It means it is sort of a cycle. So deoxygenated blood is also carried, yes. Deoxygenated blood is carried inside, then only we can replace the carbon dioxide with oxygen, right? Deoxygenated blood means blood carrying carbon dioxide.
Okay, ma'am.